Hello everyone, I'm the Single Shot Gamer, and today we will be making Fruit Loops. Wait, no, Loops? Loops? We're just making loops. As well as one-way platforms. Well, I say that, but really we are just making toggleable collision. And both one-way platforms and loop-de-loops are just a byproduct of that. Also, we'll be covering things like slope factor. Now, I'm going to do something a little different in this video. Normally I wait until I'm ready to code something before I make diagrams or explain what I'm doing on my thought process. But in today's video, I'm going to front-load all the information, so I can focus on coding with light commentary afterwards. So, with all that being said, let's get into it. So, during the intro, I said loops and platforms are a byproduct of toggleable collision. But some of you may not know what that is. Well, the idea is that we want to make a solid wall that Sonic can't get through, but only sometimes. And that we can control when Sonic can and cannot pass through it. Now, there's a lot of things we can do with this other than what we came for, such as trap floors, toggleable doors, as well as disappearing and reappearing blocks, to name a few. And I'm sure you guys can think of some more. I think one-way platforms are the easiest way to describe them walking up. Simply put, the floor will be unsolid when Sonic is below it, allowing him to jump up through it from below, but once it's under him, it will become solid, so he can stand on it. We will also use the same idea to make loops walk, only with walls instead of floors. Now, each loop, if you look at it, is simply just a box. It has a top and bottom, as well as two sides. We will have the top and bottom solid at all times, and we'll make it the two sides along with their slopes toggle on and off. So, to start off, we make the side Sonic enters from non-solid, letting him pass through. Now, when he hits the other side of the loop, which is solid, he'll start running up it, due to the 360 movement we added in Part 2. Now Sonic will keep running up to the apex of the loop, when he's always running on the solid top. We will have him hit a trigger that toggles the side, making the ones he entered from solid, and the other one he just ran through unsolid, letting Sonic run down the now solid side, and out the other end. So with this, I hope you all have a good idea of what our end goal is. Now, after that, we have two more things we'll be adding: slope factor and angle maintain speed. Angle maintain speed is simply the speed needed to maintain our angle. In all Sonic games, if Sonic's not going fast enough while running up a wall or through a loop, it'll just simply fall off. And slope factor is the reason Sonic gets so much speed rolling down a hill, or why he moves so slow climbing up sometimes. It's something that lets gravity push on Sonic down a hill, and the steeper the slope, the more gravity helps him. Now, with all that explained, it's time to code. Now, before anything else, we'll be adding slope factor and angle maintain speed. Only because they are super easy and quick to add, and I'm only covering them this late because I kinda forgot to. Whoops. Well, anyways, first, angle maintain speed. Go to P-Physics. And right under gravity, type in if angle greater than 70 and angle is less than 290, and absolute HSP is less than 2.5. Angle equals 0. BSP equals negative ASIN times HSP. And HSP equals ACOS times HSP. Ground equals 0. So this will make Sonic fall if he's going too slow at a steep angle. This will set his actual falling speed equal to whatever he was currently going at. So yeah. And finally, well, next up is slope factor. So first we need to determine our slope factor value. So action equals 0. SLP equals 0.125. This will set all slope factor to its default while standing. Its value while rolling changes based on the incline, being if Sonic is going uphill or downhill. So to change that, we type in if action equals 2. We create some brackets and then we can do a couple checks. So sine HSP equals sine A sin SLP equals 0.07825. That will set Sonic's slope factor on incline, I believe, making him lose speed gradually. And next up is for the downcline. So if sine HSP not equal sine ASIN SLP equals 0.3125. This will set Sonic's slope factor to increase his speed when he's going downhill, if I remember correctly. The sine function returns a -1, a 0, or a 1 based on the value. This is just a quick way to see if Sonic's moving uphill or downhill. So, lastly, we need to add the slope factor speed. So, if action is greater or equal to 0, HSP minus equals SLP times ASIN. We only want Sonic to move if his action state is 0 or greater. This will add his speed, or add speed to him based on his ASIN value, which gets bigger the steeper a slope is, and smaller the flatter it is. At a flat incline, it's actually 0, so it won't add to his speed at all. Now, with both these out of the way, it's time to make toggable collision. Oh boy. We're going to need to do a little bit of a setup first. We need to add a variable to the player and make at least 2 new objects before ready to program. First up, we want to go to our player object, go to our create event, and somewhere here, let's do it like right here, add a new variable called xLayer equal that to 0. XLayer will be the toggle for the collision, 0 for background collision and 1 for foreground. Next we're going to go to our master collision group and create 2 new objects. obj underscore f walls and obj underscore b walls. F for foreground, B for background. Now that we have our new master collisions, we're going to go through each and every one of our collision scripts and add in 2 lines of code. We'll start with our collision script main, and this will actually be very simple. So right above our return false script, we want to add in 2 lines. You can actually just copy and paste our lines and go, yep, XLayer equal 0 and obj b walls return true. We can actually copy and paste this one and do the same for foreground, but change this to a 1. This will let them return true for all new foreground and background wall labels, but only if the corresponding XLayer is active. You may have also noticed that the only difference between these 2 new lines and the first one is that we added the addition of the XLayer check, as well as changed the wall it's looking for. So really, we can go through all of our collision scripts and do the same thing for all of them. Make sure to save them when you're done, and I'm just going to speed up this process because it's basically, well, that. Just rinse and repeat for each one of these. And I'm sure you guys can figure out how to do it yourself, but the code will still be there, so. Okay, all done with that. Now, we still have one more script to go for, and that's our find angle script. And this is basically more the same like the previous one. We'll be adding 2 more lines to both of these. One for the background, and one for the foreground. And we're going to do it for both done 1 and done 2. Okay. Now with that, all the base code for toggleable collision is done. All that's left to do is to add triggers to toggle the character to different layers. So, we want to go to our objects, and under our collision master, we want to create a new group. All these layer triggers. I'm actually going to move these up so they all right behind it underneath, and we're going to create 3 objects in this group. First one is obj underscore t under j underscore. foreground. The next one will be obj_t underscore background. And the last one will be obj_t underscore switch. Okay. Feel free to make sprites for these objects to help you keep track of them while you're making your levels, but we only need these objects in order to let the player know what to do at certain points. Besides that, it's really up to you. Now, we just need to create some collision for the player, so let's go to our player's step event and add in a few collision checks. So if collision circle and X, Y, 17, because we want to just slightly bigger than our player. obj_t underscore. Background will do that for us. True for precision and false for self. And simply, if you hit the background trigger, your X layer equals 0, or your background layer. You can actually copy and paste this for the foreground layer. Just make sure you change the names around. And finally, we're going to make a third one for the switch layer. And this one's a little bit more hefty. If HSP is greater than 0 and ground, X layer equals 0. If HSP is less than 0 and ground, X layer equals 1. This will change our layer based on our speed when we hit the switch. We'll be mostly using this for loops. When Sonic runs to the top of the loop, it will toggle his layers accordingly depending upon which direction he's running. That way we don't have to use multiple layers in the same thing. We have one for switching between layers for loops, and one for setting a layer accordingly for each one. So I'm actually going to pause the recording really quickly, make some sprites and for each of the objects, and I'll get back to you guys. Alright, I'm back. So I went ahead and created some sprites as well as the two objects, and I will go placing them in my room now. We'll get rid of... Actually, I'm going to move this. Not rotate it. We'll scale it, and we'll place my two loop objects, giving them some space for triggers, which I haven't actually assigned by things to. I like to color code them. I also like to make them small for better precision placement. So I actually want to resize this so it's 16 by 16. I'll stretch this down. Put this here. So if the player runs in through the right side here, he'll be switched to the background layer, making him able to run past this, but run through this. Same goes for this side. He'll hit this object, will make him allowed to run through this, but run up this. And at the very top here, he'll hit this, the Lail switch, which will toggle him between the two, allowing him to run through. Similarly, if I want to make a jump through platform, like heal, I would put a trigger above it so the player would hit this and not be able to pass through it. And underneath it, I would put a large alternate one to toggle him passable through it. So let's actually save this and play. Test it out. Oh. Let's see. Oh, did I actually misspell that? Oh, did I? Oh boy, you guys get to actually see me sort out a problem for once instead of just telling you guys what I fixed. So... is angle not a variable? Good. Angle should be a variable, unless I didn't do that because I never asked for it before. Oh, so... oh. That's not walking like it should. And neither is that. Did I assign the parent properly? No, I gave the walls the properties of the triggers, not the actual walls. I want to give this the foreground parent. Okay, time to test this again. Okay, so... oh. So... loops now walk. And Sonic cannot run up a wall level. Can't nearly spin dash up it. Also, one-way platforms walk. So he can run through loops, giving he has enough speed. But and he loses speed going up slopes because of the slope factor. But that also means that he gains speed from slopes as well. So, everything's working as it should be. And that's all for this video. Next time, we'll be adding moving platforms as well as rings for Sonic to collect. If you found this video helpful, give it a like to show your support. Subscribe to see the next video as soon as it comes out. And thank you all for watching. This is the Single Shot Gamer, signing out. Have a good day.